Hello, dear students. Today, our topic is changes around us, in which we see different changes occurring in our surroundings every day. For example, a plant growing, day turning into night, season changing from winter to summer, water freezing into ice, milk turning into curd. These changes are of different types. Let us recall the types of changes we have learnt in 6th class. How many changes are there? Reversible changes, irreversible changes, physical changes, chemical changes, slow changes, fast changes, exothermic, endothermic, natural, human made, desirable, and undesirable. So, these all are the basic examples for the types of changes in surroundings us. When a change occurs, there is an alteration either in the physical properties or in the composition of matter. Properties such as color, size, shape, smell, texture, density, solubility, mass, volume, luster, malleability, and ductility to be are termed as physical properties. In a chemical change, there is a change in the composition of matter and new substances are formed with a different composition of matter in it. For example, when a paper is shredded, its appearance, shape, and size changes. Hence, shredding of paper is a physical change. When a paper is burnt, it changes into carbon dioxide and other substances. Since there is a change in the composition of matter and new substances are formed, burning is a chemical change. In this lesson, let us understand more about these changes, their characteristics, process involved, the behavior of particles during these changes, and the usefulness of such changes in our daily life. The first one is effect of heat on matter. When a substance undergoes a change in the temperature or pressure, the arrangement of particles also changes. This causes a change in the state of the substance as well. The following example image will show the above statement. Liquid converted into vapor state by absorbing heat energy. Though the particle arrangement changes, the number of particles remain the same. Thus, the mass remains the same. Since there is a change in the particle arrangement, the volume also increases. Next, we shall go to physical change. The process in which only physical properties of a substance undergo a change and there is no change in its chemical composition is a physical change. Examples are next we shall go for characteristics of physical changes. The first one is physical properties may change. When a balloon is inflated, there is a change in its physical properties such as shape and size. Second one, no new substances are formed. When ice melts, there is a change in its state, but no new substances is formed. Next, chemical properties of a substance do not change. When water is heated, there is a change in its state, but not in its chemical properties. Change is usually temporary and reversible in nature. When a rubber band is stretched slightly, it returns back to its original shape. Next, we shall go for change of state. We observe a change in a state in many substances in our daily lives. For example, melting of ice cream, boiling soup, freezing water into ice. Let us understand the following topics: exothermic and endothermic physical changes. The first one is processes such as freezing and condensation occur when heat is removed. Hence, these processes are called exothermic processes. Next, processes such as melting and vaporization occur on heating. Hence, these processes are called endothermic processes. Next, we shall go for melting based on endothermic physical change. During the process of melting, the state of a substance changes from solid into liquid. For example, ice cubes absorb heat from the surroundings air to melt. The next one is vaporization based on endothermic physical change. During the process of vaporization, the state of a substance changes from liquid to vapor state. There are two types of vaporization. One is boiling and another one is evaporation. During the process of boiling, a liquid changes into vapors on heating. Due to the addition of heat, the particles gain energy and overcome the strong forces of attraction between one another. They break free and move randomly. The following image will explain the content very shortly. Thus, slowly and steadily, the water escapes into air in the form of vapors. This process is known as evaporation. The following table will explain the differences between evaporation and boiling. For evaporation, the process is very slow. It takes place at all temperatures below boiling point. It takes place only on the surface of the liquid. For boiling, a process is very rapidly occurs. It takes place only at a particular temperature. It occurs all through the liquid. The next topic is freezing based on exothermic physical change. During the process of freezing, the state of a substance changes from liquid to solid. For example, water is frozen into ice. Freezing as a process is extensively used as a method of preservation of food items like fruits, vegetables, meat, and medicines. The next subtopic is condensation based on exothermic physical change. During the process of condensation, a substance changes from gaseous to liquid state. For example, the water vapor emerging from hot food condenses as water droplets on the lid covering it. The next subtopic is sublimation based on the endothermic physical change. There are certain solid substances such as camphor and naphthalene which can be converted into gas directly on heating without becoming liquid. This process in which a solid is converted into vapor is called as sublimation. The next subtopic is crystallization. Crystallization is also a special form of physical change. The process of cooling a hot, concentrated solution of a substance to obtain its crystals is called crystallization. This method is used to remove soluble impurities from certain solids. As we have studied, the topics is simplified and the following images will explain the simple form of the physical change as we have studied before. Next, the major topic is chemical change. Changes in which there is a formation of a new substance with a different chemical composition or transformation of a substance into another substance are called chemical changes. Then next we can go for characteristics of chemical changes. The first one, new substances are formed. The second point, heat, light or any other radiations may be given off or absorbed. Sound may be produced. Gas may be formed. Smell may change or new smell may be given off. Color may change. Next, processes involving chemical change. The first one is rusting. It is a slow, undesirable, irreversible change. Many a times we observe iron nails, tools, or chains getting rusted. Rusting affects iron objects and slowly destroys them. In this process, the oxygen and moisture in the air react with iron to form rust. The following reaction, iron plus oxygen plus water, which gives rust. Rusting is an undesirable change in most of the metals as it decreases the quality of the metal. This can be delayed by painting the metal or coating it with rust proof materials. The next one is burning, fast, irreversible, and exothermic change. As we have studied before, a paper burns and converted into ash, which produces the thermal energy. It is based on exothermic reaction and it also irreversible and fast reaction. The next one is curdling. It is also irreversible change. Curdling is a process in which liquid gradually turns into solid by forming clumps. It is an irreversible and permanent change. The next one is fermentation. It is also irreversible but it is a slow changes. Fermentation is the process in which certain microorganisms break down sugar solution into alcohol and carbon dioxide. It is an irreversible process as the alcohol formed cannot be turned back into sugar. Then next we shall go for understanding chemical reactions. When we mix baking soda and lemon juice, a chemical reaction occurs and three new substances are formed. This can be represented as sodium bicarbonate is called as a baking soda and lemon juice it is called as a citric acid. When it combines, which produces sodium citrate, carbon dioxide and water. The next, conditions needed for a chemical change. A chemical change occurs only under certain conditions. Let us understand few conditions under which a chemical change occurs. The, fir- the first one is sodium bicarbonate treated with citric acid which produces gas, that is a CO2, Then next, pressure. The next one is heat for cooking. Then finally, we make electricity by electrolysis process. Let us study indicators of a chemical change. We can say a chemical change is occurring by observing certain changes. These changes serve as an indicator to confirm the occurrence of a chemical change. For example, the bubbling of lemon juice on adding baking soda indicates that there is a chemical change occurring. Some examples are there: evolution of bubbles, evolution of heat, change in color or odor, formation of precipitate. Then exothermic and endothermic chemical changes. Similar to physical changes, chemical changes can also be either endothermic or exothermic. During a chemical change, there may be absorption or release of heat. For example, when a paper is burnt, heat is absorbed, but while adding water to quicklime, heat is given out. Thank you.